Welcome to the quietest ones in the room with your host, Trey. I gotta say it, just the mere fact that you've clicked onto this video and you're listening to the sound of my voice, you by far are the most intelligent people on the face of the planet. So once again, thank you for joining me. Let's talk about autos. Auto tariffs and the auto industry crash that is imminent. It's going down, people, to a neighborhood near you. Anyhow, as of today, it's been confirmed that the tariffs by the Trump administration aren't going to be as heavy-handed as people thought. There's going to be some pullback, which is going to positively affect the auto players. I can imagine that tomorrow the stocks of many auto players will go up and up and up. Or maybe not. What this market has been wild. But this is what I want to talk about. We knew, as we've talked about on this channel, that the auto tariffs weren't much of an issue at all as it regards to China. This has been more of just talk and fluff, and it's been more of a tug of war of words than actual implications for average, everyday American citizens. And I want to talk about some personal things as it pertains to the auto tariffs that I experienced recently with a few of my customers. Because as I mentioned before, one of the things I have is a detailing business. And I do want to mention that as soon as Trump had announced auto tariffs, the amount of customers that I have that were purchasing new vehicles was alarming. To those who don't have any money. To those who have money, it was very poignant to take advantage of an opportunity of fear by going to the dealership and getting a great deal on a vehicle because tariffs were coming. And look, I know that we hear all this news all the time about all these crashes that are going to take place. Maybe eventually they will, but not now. No, we already have in our society a group of individuals that can afford whatever vehicles they want. We have a group of individuals that have to compete with those people and get put on wait lists to get the vehicles they want. We have a group of people go to the dealership to get talked into the new type of vehicle, a new type of vehicle that they were not really interested in, but they have the money, they get a deal, to take the vehicle. They're new parents, whatever, big families, whatever, get vans, SUVs. Then we have groups of people who purchase from the used car market, great market, if you can get a deal. But the interest rates on those vehicles have been crazy. We're talking upwards of 25% some people have as interest on their vehicle. Then we have people who can't afford any vehicle. And there are so many of them. I remember when I was younger, you could go and find a vehicle anywhere. There were lots everywhere giving cars away. Nowadays, it's much more difficult, even with things like Carvana and CarMax. So many people are not able to qualify for the vehicles they want. So I want to say this, and I'll repeat. Maybe the crash is going to come, but it's not here. And in fact, what I see and what I've seen is many of the things that are important to our day-to-day lives are going to continue to get more expensive, even with the Trump administration pulling back on the conversation about tariffs. The vehicles aren't going to get any cheaper. I just talked to someone recently who sold a 2012 Toyota 4Runner for $12,000. It was not in the greatest shape. I know someone in the last year who purchased a Toyota Sequoia for $36,000. Very nice, by the way, third row. I didn't know they had third row. Very very different situations going on in America, different lifestyles, because some people have the money and some don't. If you don't have the money, you're expecting a crash, or you're already a part of a crash. Some of us are part of classes in this society where the crash has already taken place and you are not able to play the game of getting the things you want. And it's unfortunate. And I think it's unfortunate, and I think it's wrong because of how that situation was created simply by people extracting the wealth from particular groups of people in this country. And so here we are with another week of people thinking, oh, there's a crash about to happen. And then there are people thinking, oh, now that Trump is going to pull back on the tariffs, prices will come down. No, they will just go up. The demand for vehicles, especially expensive vehicles, has just gone up. I put on this video a particular thumbnail for a reason, because I wanted to mention, if you want to have a good idea of what's going on in the auto industry, just look at overlanding, off-roading. The amount of money that people are pumping into their trucks, their SUVs, to accessorize them and enjoy the outdoors was a hot thing during COVID. And it might have slowed down just a little bit. But there are people with tons of money spending money on rooftop tents that are thousands upon thousands of dollars. And so we clearly understand that there is no shortage of wealth in this country. So why would the prices of the vehicles come down? I just saw a vehicle recently called the Slate. It's a truck / SUV. You can modify it into the two different vehicle types. And they're saying it's an all-electric vehicle that you're going to be able to get for $20,000. There's no way in the world that's the real cost. There'll be a few people that are saying, I got it for that price, and they'll be champions of the product. But the truck would likely come out and be closer to $30,000. It's just a part of the game. People who sell vehicles have to make a profit. I once knew a dealership owner, and he showed me his inventory, and he showed me the amount of money he had to spend to have each and every one of those vehicles on the lot, of which he owed money to Volkswagen. And so those vehicles needed to sell so he could maintain his business. And that's just how it goes. But I also want to say this, don't be discouraged that you can't afford some of these high-priced vehicles. To be honest with you, many of these high-priced vehicles are low quality. Not the best quality, whether you're talking about the interior or the engine components. They break down, there's tons of recalls, the gas mileage sucks. But we're living in America where it's becoming ever more clear that some people are just getting priced out. So again, the crash that you're waiting to occur is not going to occur. My best advice is don't try to keep up with other people, and just try to live within your means and what you're capable of. But also, don't give up on that idea of that dream vehicle. I know some people, man, it took them until their 50s to get the vehicle they always wanted. And that's fine. It's a different process for everyone. And look, we all need transportation if we need it, if we live in a place that requires it. And so I understand that, but to talk about different aspects of the auto industry is booming. I just saw the GM beat expectations and the stock went crazy. I'm sure Tesla's going to bounce back and skyrocket. So these are the dynamics of it. And I'm just curious, if the auto crash never happens, are people going to ever stop talking about it? No, but it's okay. It's a part of the society that we live in where your fear is another person's profit. But don't let them get you. Don't let them keep you in fear. You stay focused on what matters, which is your health, your family, etc. So please share your thoughts in the comment section. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you know something I don't know, and the auto crash is imminent. And we should all be panicking. Don't buy a car right now, vehicle right now, because in a couple of weeks, prices are going to plummet. You'll be able to get great deals. The interest rates are going to crash down. You'll be able to get great deals. I don't know. Maybe you know something we don't know. Maybe you just purchased a new vehicle and you're in love with it, and you're just happy that beyond all this talk about tariffs and pullbacks, it doesn't matter to you. You're priced in and you got what you wanted. And congratulations to you if that is the case. But anyhow, as always, please like, share, subscribe, and until next time.